Hi, I'm Cassandra Duke, and I'm going to talk you through how to end an interview with excellence, the killer question. It is likely that you're watching this video after you have watched our video covering how to prepare for an interview for a position as a trainee recruitment consultant. If you haven't yet watched that video, there'll be a link below. In that video, you heard how important your first impression is and how worthwhile it is to put a lot of effort into getting it right. This importance really can't be overstated. To really ace a trainee recruitment consultant interview, I recommend you put the same amount of effort into how you plan to finish the interview. This is the final, lasting impression that you are going to make. How an interview usually comes to an end. During the meeting, the interviewer will usually be in control of the conversation. They are mostly asking questions and steering the direction of the conversation while you are responding with answers. Normally, the interviewer will signal that they plan to end the interview by asking you this question.
Do you have any questions for me?
They are communicating that the interview is coming to an end. It is also tempting to ask lots of questions about the details of the job and working at the company. Considering that you are seriously contemplating spending a large amount of time at this company, there's going to be a lot of things that you want to know. What time do I start? I've got a daily journey to start.
How long is my lunch break? And where's the nearest KFC? I'll be working hard and I'll be getting hungry.
When is payday? I've got shopping to do.
Where's the nearest toilet? I've been nervously drinking water since the interview started.
Resist the temptation to ask detail-orientated questions that are simply boring and will end the interview with a flat vibe. When they ask you this question, they do not mean, is there anything that you would like to ask? Save these types of questions for later on or ask us at Griffin Recruitment. How to approach this part of the interview. 1. Understand what the interviewer is really asking. 2. Prepare thoughtful, intelligent questions in line with this. 3. Use the killer question. What does the interviewer really mean when they ask you, do you have any questions for me? They mean, this is your chance to impress me with some thoughtful and intelligent questions. And this is your chance to drive the conversation and show them that you are capable of doing so. However, once you're working in recruitment, you will spend most of your time in the driving seat of business conversations. When you talk to a client about a job, they want you to have a feel for them. You will be asking the questions. You are in the driving seat. When you're interviewing a candidate or talking to one on the phone, you will be asking the questions. You are in the driving seat. When you're helping a candidate prepare for an interview, taking interview feedback, or making a job offer to a candidate, you will be in the driving seat. Recruitment is a job, a career, which you will spend firmly in the driving seat. Therefore, your interviewer needs to know that you are capable of driving a business conversation, capable of asking the questions and making them engaging. So, do you have any questions for me? Really means, please show me that you are capable of doing this, because once you work in recruitment, you will be doing it all the time. So, what questions should you ask? Firstly, these should be questions which lead your interviewer into an interesting business conversation. Secondly, these should be questions that the person answering is likely to enjoy answering. Thirdly, these should be questions that show you as an intelligent and interesting person who wants to be in the business world. Questions about the company's, team's, division's plan to grow. For example, what are your growth plans for the next 5 years? Questions about your career prospects, should you join them, which demonstrate your ambition. For example, how quickly can I get promoted? Or where could I expect to be in 2 years if I come and work for you? Business questions that link them personally. For example, why did you choose to work in recruitment? Or why do you choose to work at this company? questions that link their business to current affairs and the economy at the time of the interview. For example, how did COVID pandemic affect you and your business? You can learn more about how to ask engaging business questions by watching our video, Open Questions, the Secret Source of Sales Success. My advice is that you go into every interview with at least 5 or 6 questions written down in a notebook. You ideally want to ask 2 or 3, but have 5 or 6 written down just in case. Next, the killer question. The killer question. There is one question which stands out as the question that makes the strongest possible impression and is the question that I recommend you ask as your final question. It's a simple question, but it does take some guts to ask. And there are various ways to ask it depending on your personality and the conversation that you are having. So, the killer question is, have I got the job? Are you going to hire me? What do you think of me as a candidate for your business? Have I impressed you today? Have I demonstrated that I have the capability to be successful in this position? Do you have any reservations about me as a candidate for this position? Asking a question like this is difficult, but let me explain why it's important. Why you should plan to do it, even though it's difficult. A job as a recruitment consultant is best understood as a business-to-business sales job. In any sales job, the concept of closing is crucial to the sales position. The very best salespeople, the highest earning salespeople, are often called closers. Closing is a sale. Closing a sale, though asking a closing question, really just means asking for commitment from the buyer. If you were selling houses, you would need to ask your prospect, do you want to put an offer in for this house? If you were selling private jets, you would need to ask, does this jet meet all of your requirements? And in recruitment, you have to ask closing questions all the time. You would ask your candidate, would you like to apply for this position? You would ask your client, can I schedule an interview for my candidate? You would ask them whether they will offer your candidate the position. You will ask your candidate if they plan to accept the position. You will ask 100 similar closing questions when you ask for commitment every single working day. Asking these questions is difficult. And it's difficult because it is an opportunity for rejection and it feels like you're putting the other person under pressure. But it is going to become an important part of your job. Therefore, it is important to show that you are the type of person who is capable of asking such questions. And what a better way to demonstrate this by doing it during the interview. Doing this also means that you get to leave the interview with some kind of feedback rather than having to wait. Ask this question and show them that you are a future star salesperson. Once again, this is Cassandra Duke from Griffin Recruitment. Best of luck, and remember, you are in control.